Hi, this is Christina Gard from How to Accelerate Learning, and I wanted to share with you my experience of returning back to the classroom after 18 months of online delivery. I was finally back in the classroom and I got lots to reflect on. Now, I got such a buzz from the day. And I know that the participants did too. So often over the last year, there have been discussions about online versus face to face, arguing one is better than the other. And in this video blog, I'm going to reflect on my experience of last year and also attempt to, I suppose, dispassionately argue the place for both and how to create a great blend of learning. So I don't think anyone can argue that the live online classroom is the same as a face-to-face session. There's undoubtedly the human connection that you get and the interaction that doesn't happen with like a static type learning resource. Both have the merits and their detractors. They have the place, and I genuinely enjoy both. Now, what's better about online? Now, in my experience over quite a number of years, I've always enjoyed delivering online. It gives me an opportunity to be more creative. And I use tools perhaps I would never think of using in other circumstances. I'm a bit of a tech geek, and I love trying out new tools like Mural or Mentimeter to get a different type of interaction. Now, online can be more stressful. You've got the added worry of connectivity and time constraints. Personally, I try and plan for the worst and hope for the best by connecting directly into my router. And I use my iPad as a co host just in case. What I love to see, though, are multiple attendees all contributing at the same time. Sometimes that'd be completely chaotic if it was in a face to face session. I really like creating new murals and pushing the boundaries of how it can be used as well. Chat windows can generate a buzz of ideas, or they can be one of those tumbleweed moments. It's all about asking the right questions to prompt ideas. And I love it when you get people off mute to contribute to the conversation in a non digital way. It adds to the richness of the experience and encourages others to challenge their thinking on a topic. Now, moving back into a classroom has highlighted lots of things for me. Now, how much I've missed the presence of other humans and the banter. How much easier it can be to draw things out of people when we're physically together. How much people like to have fun together. And that adds to the richness of the experience as well. And how I can read the room and adapt much more quickly than online, adding in a new discussion on the fly, generally because there's more time to do it as well, so you don't feel quite as constrained. Now, going forward, I'm thinking about, well, what do we do to design a blended program which has got face to face and online? And up front, I'm going to say it's not a binary decision either, blended. It's not either or. It could be 100 plus different ways to learn. But my learning from the recent experience is not just to switch everything back to face, because now that we've got the technology in place, and many of my clients have too, let's leverage the learning by using the methods appropriately. Now, face to face is great for creating bonds, trust, and also engagement. And I suppose those housekeeping things that we have to do, like contracting and maybe even pre-work, you could put them online as preparation for the face to face. Use the face to face to build relationships in the group and add in group and teamwork. Maybe to add that responsibility for completing the collaborative tasks as well in between. Online, I think people can hide a little bit to a certain extent that they can't do when it's face to face. And so, if there's any collaborative work to do, make sure there's a planned review face to face so that they do it. Now, a blended program has a lot of challenges. For instance, keeping people on track, attendance to all or some of the sessions, engagement, and also the level of learning. If the organisation is mature in its digital interactions, all of that's going to be much easier. People are going to use their chat and their calendars to keep track of what's going on. However, an organisation who have only just rolled out Teams and they're just getting used to digital interactions will probably find it quite overwhelming to have multiple events for one piece of learning, even though their calendars are integrated with a system. So, with a digitally mature organisation, you can probably introduce blended learning more easily with more engagement and trusting that there'll be not too many dropouts. So, with a digitally immature organisation where people are still getting used to using the technology rather than using face to face, use face to face when you can, because that will bring back some familiarity and it will comfort those people who are not yet really bedded in with the technology. Introduce online tools one at a time and help them transition into more of a blend of learning. And again, remember that blended learning is not just a binary decision of face to face or online. There are 100 plus ways to learn. I hope this has been useful to you. Remember, if you want to get in touch with me, please do. Christina Gad of How to Accelerate Learning.